Hey dividend investors, so the question that I get a lot from different clients and of course different friends is how can I make an extra $1,000 a month from dividends? So in today's video, what I'm going to be breaking down is how much money you will need to be able to make $1,000 a month off of dividends, and of course some different paths that you can take to be able to do so. So let's get down and let's really just break down first off how much it really does take to make this much money. Okay, so our goal is to do $1,000 a month. What is that? That is $12,000 per year that you will need to make from dividends. This is huge. So, number one, how much money would you need? Well, it all does depend on how much you need to invest, how much you do have to invest, and of course, the dividend percent as to what ETF or what stock you really want to buy, and of course how diverse you want to be, things like that. So first off, I want to try and get 8% dividends to be able to make that amount of money, because generally speaking, a high dividend covered call ETF can make you 8%. Depends on what it is, of course. But number one is ZWC. That is personally one of my favorites right now. One that I do not invest in myself, but does have a high dividend, is ZWU. And another one, which is definitely my favorite one right now, is ZWK. Now, which one or what do these currently pay out? Well, ZWK currently pays out 8.5% at the time of making this video. What does ZWU pay out? It currently, at the time of making this video, pays out 7.98%, which is, in my mind, that is 8%. And from there, the ZWC, which is one of my favorites as well, is currently paying also 8.5%. It's actually 8.52. So how much money would we need to make $1,000 a month with these ETFs? Generally speaking, across them all, you would be needing $150,000 to be able to make $1,000 a month. Now, you may be saying, wow, that's a lot of money. Well, it is. I'm not going to lie. This is an absolute crap ton of money that you will need to be able to make this. So with ZWC, you would be actually making, before taxes, because taxes always want to take your money, would be $12,780. ZWK would be $11,970. And for lack of argument, I'm just going to make ZWK also $12,770. I'm just doing that roughly in my head. So from there, that is how much you would be making. So as of right now, you would be making just a bit more with those two ETFs. Now, stocks can come close, but you would need to have more of money up front. Generally, right now, you're looking at CIBC doing 5.5%, which you would probably need close to around $200,000 to make this kind of money. Now, from there, what you would be looking at now is how can you make $150,000? Of course, this is a tough question to really answer because everyone has different spending amounts. Some people have houses that they need to pay for, some people have cars that they need to pay for, but generally speaking, if you can try and cut down how much needless spending that you are currently doing. So things like lottery tickets in general cost, if you're going to go for like a $6.49 in Canada, you're looking at $4 twice a week. That's $8 every single week. Times that by 4 in a month, you're now looking at $32 in a month just on one lottery ticket alone. Every single week goes twice a week. So that alone is going to be a little bit that you can put towards it. Now, any needless spending can sometimes in 10 years add up to $150,000, but I really want you to really look at your overall spending too, and that is possibly Could you afford to get down into a smaller house? Are you able to? Things like that. I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just giving you examples of what you could do. Now, from the age, if you're 20 years old right now and you're looking to be money comfortable, what I like to call money comfortable in 10 years, when you're 30, this is a route. You can literally put away half of your earnings if you're still living with your parents, and half of your earnings away into your savings, into ETFs, things like that. I hate the word savings because you don't want to save your money. It loses money when you're saving it because inflation's higher than interest rates right now. But what I mean by saving is putting it into something. But if you could do this over like an 8 or a 10-year period, you could easily make up $150,000, and you would be able to make $1,000 a month in dividends. This is not something that you can do tomorrow, obviously, unless you have that money set aside. Now, why would you really want an extra $1,000 a month in dividend income? Well, that is life-changing. That is a huge life-changing event. As soon as you start making close to how much you could make in a week or even 2 weeks, that's life-changing, because now let's say you are working a pretty good job making $1,000 a week, and you can do $1,000 a month in dividend income over a year. That is essentially 12 weeks, which is 3 months of your entire year that now you are making. So that is now 3 months of what I like to call FU money when it comes to a job. So what I mean by that is, when we hit things like a pandemic like we currently are in right now, and you lose your job and you have to go on to a thing in Canada, what's called a CERB. I know they've changed it a little bit since the beginning, but that was $2,000 a month that was taxed, that was coming in. If you were doing $4,000 a month when you were working, and now you're cut down to $2,000, at least with a dividend portfolio, you are now boosting it up to $3,000 with that CERB, and you're not in such hard of pain, or at least such hard off, because with the CERB, or what they now changed it to some unemployment thing, I'm not too sure how it's working now, with the whole extra $1,000 a month, that is not counting towards taking away from your CERB or your unemployment. This is something that's totally different because it's not your employment numbers. So this could have actually saved a lot of people if a lot of people actually put away a lot of money towards their savings and towards their futures. This is my thoughts anyways. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments below. These are my thoughts anyways. I hope that this has helped somebody. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.